When and how did your organization, the branch, come about?
Wow. The when was probably about 3 to 4 months ago. The how was we knew God was calling us to do something specific. And it really started only through God. It was on somebody's heart to help some people at the middle school here in LJ. And they did this really last year, and they just had one family, and it happened to be 2 young ladies. At that time, our church hadn't started yet. This was just through some individuals. And they helped these girls by providing mentorship, so to speak, providing them clothing, food. There was no food in their house. They were going for days without eating, and it was just noticed by the counselors at the school. And when this story was relayed to me and a couple of others in our church when we actually started, we just felt like this was the way God was leading us to actually impact lives instead of standing around and talking about impacting lives. So we met with the counselors at the school, and they were very open to the idea, and actually they were almost begging for help. At our first meeting, the counselors and some of the teachers were actually crying because of the destitute nature of some of their students, showing up at school with no shoes, showing up at school with not enough food, where the school was feeding them breakfast and lunch, but they knew when these kids went home, there was no food in that house for the weekends, for the school breaks, and that's how this started.
How many volunteers do you have right now, approximately?
Oh wow, that would be really hard to say because so many people are behind the scene volunteers that I don't even know. I would say probably about 100 that are actively donating items, donating candy, food, gift items. We have 4 specifically that help with the sorting of the clothes and making sure that they get to where they need to go. We've got 2 businesses here in LJ that are helping provide support through, one of them is a consignment shop, and if we have, like 2 weeks ago, we had an instance where a young girl from the school, her mother was sent to jail in the middle of the night, and she luckily had an aunt that was able to take her in. But she was able to not take anything from her home, and the aunt's in her middle 20s, did not have the financial resources to go out and get the child emergency items. So I got a call from the school. We didn't have in our clothes closet the clothes that this girl would need, so I was able to go to our consignment store and pick out items out of the consignment store and take them down to the school to help the aunt and the kid.
What is the goal of the branch ministry?
The branch ministry's goal is to build relationships, answer needs, and to change hearts.
How do people find out about your services?
They find out through various ways. The main way right now is they find out through the school system that we work with. Obviously, they find out through our church, and they also find out from Family Connections.
What are the different ways people can help?
Oh, they can help, number one, if they have an extra 30 minutes a week by signing up to be a mentor at the school. That's an essential way that we actually get to be involved in children's lives, and that happens to start extending into the lives of the entire family. We can minister to the family through that program. That's one of the ways. They can help by donating any kind of food item. We've got freezers set up. We've got dry storage for dried foods. A lot of this food goes directly to the school, and we actually send it home with the students. We also help keep a clothing closet directly at the school so that when a teacher or one of the counselors sees that one of the children doesn't have shoes, for instance, they can help them get a pair of shoes. They're right there on campus. If they aren't there on campus, they call me, and I have other resources set up through the community where we can just go get a pair of shoes and deliver it specific to whoever the child is that needs it.
And how did the organization come about?
Our family has been serving the Lord for many, many years, and we've been in LJ for over 10 years, and the Lord just moved this past year and made available the building. The soup kitchen vision has been in our background, and we've worked in them down in the south and saw the need here, and God just opened the doors, and that was it.
How long has the Bread and Bowl been helping people?
Since May of 2009.
How did the food pantry come about?
The churches actually got the food pantry started. They were the ones that kind of got it going, and then we have different people really from each church that come in and work, representing their own church. So it's a really great program, and it's Christian, faith-based.
And how do people usually find out about your services here?
There's lots of different ways. They find out through local churches, community action. People they know may say, well, about the food pantry, you can go up there and get help, once a month. Lots of different ways. We run ads in the paper a lot of times, and they find out through the paper. So there's lots of different ways.
What have you found to be the most effective way people have found out about the food pantry?
I think it's all pretty effective. I think that word of mouth, and when people have the need, they just ask around, and people say, well, you know about the food pantry, don't you?
Of every dollar donated to the food pantry, how much actually goes to help the hungry?
80, anywhere from 82 cents on the dollar and up goes specifically to help the hungry. It does not go for operating costs. It specifically goes for the food.
Does anybody get paid for working here at the food pantry?
No, nobody. All of our work is volunteer. The other percentage of the $1 that they spend is for operating costs, fuel for our truck, things like insurance and the light bill and the phone bill and things like that. So they really operate on minimal funds.
We're back at Dollar. Okay. And we're back for the Fruit of the Loom survey. Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
So who do you think's smarter? Blondes, redheads, or brunettes? None of them? Oh, okay. Good answer.
Okay.
You know.
So these are all individual questions?
Yeah, I'll probably just hit these top three here. Well, that, and we're doing the second survey. This is we're being sanctioned by Fruit of the Loom.
Okay.
Boxers or briefs?
I don't know. Probably.
Oh, I would hope you'd know.
I mean, it really doesn't matter to me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Or it's free ball. That's. Okay, turn it on.
You're terrible. I was like holding it open so you can do that.
Fucking nose.
hey,
I'll do that. See? White.
what are you doing?
I don't know. She heard that.
What? You heard what?